Right. So thank you very much for joining. We are going to do a introductory session for the strategic level case study for August 2024. Right. So today is a 1 hour session. Today is a 1 hour session. In the 1 hour session, we'll try to give you an update of what's the job in hand and how we are planning to go on our journey with you. So what do you mean by the job in hand? Job in hand is to ensure all of you all pass the strategic level case study in August 2024. That's the job in hand. How can we ensure all of you all who are here that you get the pass mark and much more and ensure you pass the strategic level case study exam in August 2024? So for us to achieve that job, if I try to go into, I will go into a little bit further details to say what is available in our hand. There is a pre-scene given by SEMA. We got to go through the pre-scene very well. We got to understand the pre-scene very well, or rather, I call it, we got to find a way to live in the pre-scene. You can't just read the pre-scene. Just reading the pre-scene is not good enough. You got to live in the pre-scene. You got to believe that you are working for this particular company. You got to believe that you are working for this particular company. When we do that, you genuinely become part of this pre-scene. So why it is so critical for us to be genuinely become a part of this pre-scene is on the exam day, which is the last week of August 2024, you will get the entire exam paper based on this pre-scene. Entire exam paper will be based on this pre-scene. On the exam day, you will get 4 different emails. Sorry, you will get 3 different emails from your boss. You will get 3 different emails on your boss because this is entirely online exam. No handwritten papers available, no pens are attached. It's an online paper. You get 3 emails from your boss. You have 1 hour to reply for each email. Each email you have 1 hour to reply. So what happens is when you have 1 hour to reply for each email, you read the email and then kind of look at what the boss is asking and try to respond to it. Each email that is coming from your boss is a question. So there are 3 different question papers set. The reply that you're going to give it to your boss is your answer. And you will be evaluated based on that. So on the exam day, what happens is the questions will be given on this particular, about this particular company, on this particular organization. So when you master the pre-scene, when you know the pre-scene inside out, it becomes much easier for you to respond on the exam day. It becomes much easier for you to respond on the exam day. So what is this pre-scene is all about? And how we are going to work the pre-scene with you? We have 2 documents. We have 2 documents to work on. One is called KYP. The first document that we are going to work with you is called the KYP. First document is called KYP. Second document is called KYI. KYP is know your pre-scene. KYI is know your industry. The question is, you can't understand the company unless you know the industry very well. So we will tell you what is in the pre-scene. At the same time, we will tell you what is happening in the industry. Outside this company, in the broader industry, what are the things that are happening in the broader industry? When you know the broader industry very well, only you will be able to understand this company very well as well. So without taking a lot of time on the introduction, let's look at what kind of a company is it. Let's look at what kind of organization that we are trying to work with for the strategic level case study for August 2024. Here we go. This is the company that we are talking about. This is the KYP. So by looking at the screen, you might get rough idea about what kind of a company is it. By looking at the first sheet itself, you might get a rough idea about what kind of a company is it. Okay, so let me go into very specific further details to tell you what kind of a company is it. We are a very nice organization. If I go to the executive summary, you will be very, very clear on that. So I'm going into the executive summary first slide now. We are a company called Safewell. We are a public listed company. When you are working for a public listed company, your life is very different. When you are working for a public listed company, your life is very different. I work as an executive director. I work as an executive director. I work as an executive director for a public listed company in the real world, right? The company that I work for is a public listed company. Your pre-seen company is also a public listed company. So there'll be a lot of things that you got to be aware when you work for a public listed company. We will address them. Where are we? In which country we are based? Simple. We are based in a country called Balen. We are based in a country called Balen. Balen is the country where we are based. But more importantly, what is our industry? Our industry is, in broader sense, our industry is security industry. We are in the security industry. You might have got that idea by looking at the cover sheet of it. When you look at the first page of it, you will look at that we are working for a security company. But trust me, this particular security company is very different to the security companies that you have seen. This particular security company is very different to the security company that you have seen. Usual security companies that we have seen are called the physical security companies. They do provide the physical security. Most of the companies that we are seeing provide the physical security. However, your company that you are going to work for August 2024 exams, Safewell, which is in Balen, they provide physical security and they provide intelligence-led security as well. They provide physical security and intelligence-led. So they provide physical security services and they provide intelligence-led security services as well. So we will not provide only the physical security services. We provide intelligence-led security services as well. Which means what? We go into companies and consult them on their give consultation on their security policy. We do that. That is not physical security. Sometimes we go into companies and evaluate their cyber security, how strong their cyber security is. We go and evaluate their cyber security. So that is not physical security. That is intelligence-led security. So we are a company who is providing both these physical and intelligence-led security. Now, as I mentioned to you, we are very different. We are in 132 countries. So we are a global security organization. We are in 132 countries, which means we are a very much global security organization. 460 security staff, 22,000 consultants. 22,000 consultants. So we are very much into the intelligence-led security part as well. So we are a very different organization, my dear friends. We are a very, very different organization. So this is a very basic introduction to the company. We can go into a little bit further details. Right? So if you want to understand what do you mean by physical security, right? If you want to get a better understanding of what do you mean by physical security, we do the physical security at the receptions. We check the people who are coming in. We do the site security. We protect your factory. We provide retail security. You have your shops. We provide the security. Ensure that customers are not taking the items without paying money and all that. So those comes under what you know very well. What you know very well is the physical security. The other side, what we call intelligence-led security, is on the screen now. So if you read what is on the screen, you will be able to get a very good idea about what do you call this intelligence-led security. Intelligence-led security means maybe doing the risk advisory services. We go into a company and see what is their risk management policy. We evaluate that. We do the corporate investigations. A third party has stolen our products. We do the investigation. Penetration testing. You know what penetration testing is? You know what penetration testing is? Penetration testing is you run a company, you have cybersecurity in the organization. How strong your cybersecurity is, you don't know. When someone is going to hack into your system, you don't know. Some people might hack into your system, might take the data inside your system. I'll give you one organization in Europe. A competitor hacked in, not a competitor, but competitor paid someone to hack into the company's system. For 3 years, they did not know that their company was hacked. So how it worked? A competitor planted something into your system, hacked into your system. So whatever the critical details in the system were given to the competitor. For 3 years, they did not know. So any organization take a risk of someone hacking into you. Penetration testing is something interesting. You call a cybersecurity company and say, can you try to hack into my system? If you can hack into my system, that means my cybersecurity is weak. My cybersecurity is not strong. So we can see what are the vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are risk areas available in my cybersecurity. We do provide that services. The last service that we can talk about simply is the training. We do provide the training as well. So we are, some people came in little late. So therefore I'll quickly repeat. Some people came in little late. So therefore I'll quickly repeat. We are a public listed company. Name of our company goes as SafeWell. Name of our company goes as SafeWell. We are in a country called Bala. What do? We provide physical security services and intelligence-led security services. We are a large organization. We are in 132 different countries. When you say physical-led security services, we do provide reception services, on-site protection, retail protection, and we provide intelligence-led security services. We do provide intelligence-led security services. When you say intelligence-led security services, what does that mean? That is what is available on the screen. Intelligence-led security services means training, penetration testing to see how strong your cybersecurity systems are. Risk advisory, we come into companies and evaluate their risk advisory system, how strong they are to face to a negative event. Corporate investigation, we do all that. So this is the company that we are going to work for. This is the company that we are going to work for. It's a very interesting organization in my mind. So we have a very nice, strong board of directors. We have Greg as our CEO. We have two directors managing two different areas. Baijin and Murat manage the two main operations of our company. Baijin manage the physical security. Murat manage the intelligence-led security. So you understand, now these are two different businesses. One person can't handle it. As an example, Murat is handling the intelligence-led. So Murat's job is very different. Murat is a senior consultant in IT, computer audit specialist. So that's the job that he has. So we have a CEO. We have two directors handling the two different main business areas. We have a CFO. We have a director legal, risk and business ethics. And then, of course, we are a public listed company. So we have a non-executive chairman and 3 non-executive directors. They are, out of the 3 non-executive directors, 2 are independent. And then we have all three are independent. And we have 3 independent non-executive directors. That's the corporate governance requirements are there for us. So this is our business. Are we profitable? Are we profitable? Wow. Net profit margin of 12%. So we are very, very profitable. Net profit margin of 12%. So therefore, we are very, very profitable. So this is our organization. This is our organization. I hope you are clear. It's simple and straightforward. Simple organization that we have. This is what we are. Now, I'll give you two documents. They are already available in the LMS. If you go into our LMS, Learning Management Systems, these two documents are available for you to start reading now. One is KYP. That is Know Your Pre-Seed. Other one is KYI, Know Your Industry. When you go to KYI, you get a lot of industry information. But in the KYP itself, I am still in the KYP, my dear friends. I am on the slide number 26 of the KYP. I am still in the KYP. KYP also has some details about some competitors. G4 is a global security company. G4S, sometimes we call it G4S, is a global security company. The global security company, they are a very large security company that is spread all over the world. That is spread all over the world. Right? So, this company was then known as the world's largest private security company. So, these details are given about G4. I hope you understand. Huh? Now, I'm not talking about our case study. Now, I'm talking about G4. That's why you see the details of the G4 are always given there. So, these are competitor available. They have a mission, vision. This is a G4 vision and mission. I will not go into detail of it. They are in 90 different countries. They are in 90 different countries. We are in 132 countries. So technically we are larger than G4S as well. G4S is in 92 different countries. We are 90 different countries. We are in 132 different countries. Again, G4 provide various services for its clients. Various services for its clients. This is from the G4 website. So very similar to our details that we have seen. Very similar to our details that we have seen. So I'll not go through them now. But this is the company that we are trying to work with you in the next 6 weeks and have a little fun. So if you want to do a comparison, don't worry. Similarities are given in the KYP. Differences are given in the KYP of the G4 and us. So you can do a comparison little later. Don't worry about it for the time being, but this is what our organization is. So as I told you, we are into two different main businesses. We are into two different main businesses. It'll be nice to see how is our revenue, which side we do get a more revenue, which side we do get a lower revenue. Here is the full details that is given. Can you read this slide? Take 1 minute to read the slide. Take half a minute to read the slide. Read in the slide. We are into two different business areas that all of you all know. One is the intelligence-led, other one is the physical security. Can you see now? 85% of our revenue, 85% of our revenue is coming from the physical security. 85% of our revenue is coming from the physical security. So whatever we say, cyber security, evaluating the risk management systems of the company, corporate investigation, training, all the list that we discussed about before, which comes under intelligence-led, is giving me a revenue of only 15%. So this might be slightly a newer area. We should try to grow this area. Intelligence-led security is only 15% of the revenue. But the fun part is, look at the operating profit. Can you see the operating profit element that is given here? Can I mark that in dark blue? Operating profit. Intelligence-led security is given 26% of the operating profit. Intelligence-led security is given 26% of the operating profit. Even though they have a 15% of revenue, they are giving 26% of the operating profit. Even though physical security has 85% of the revenue, they are giving me 74% of the profits. Which means what? Intelligence-led security is more profitable. Intelligence-led security is more profitable. Intelligence-led security is more profitable. Therefore, you should try to increase the revenue from intelligence-led security so the entire organization can be more profitable. So this is the last slide of it. This is the KYP. There are 114 slides. I did not go through everything, obviously. Today is only an introduction. But this is the details of the company that is available. So we need to do a lot of activities with you now. We need to divide you into small groups. After we divide you into small groups, we need to start discussions about the industry in the small groups. You learn better in the small groups. After you learn about the industry in the small groups, you will talk about our pre-scene in the small groups. So when you come back to have the discussion with us together, you are stronger because you have gone through about the pre-scene, you have gone through about the industry in the small groups, so we can have a very effective discussion. You got to now started to learn about the industry. Of course, this document is available in the KYP. 114 slides. You can't go through because you are busy. You are doing a job. You can't go through all 114 slides. You will be busy. Don't worry. You don't need to go through like that. I will send you videos explaining the pre-scene as well. Of course, you can go through the slides whenever you have time. But when you watch the videos, you will get a better understanding, broad understanding. You will get a better and broad understanding about the organization as well, right? So this is what we should be doing now. This is our step number 1. Step number 2 is to learn about the KYP. That we can do little later when you join the course. So when you go through this pre-scene, what will happen on the exam day? Exam day is fun. Exam day, you get 3 questions, all online. Each question, you have 1 hour to respond. You have 3 hours to respond for 3 questions. And then we can answer the very practical questions that the examiner is going to ask you. Examiner will not ask you any theoretical questions. Examiner will ask you all the practical questions and you got to give very practical answers. Those who are coming through the FLP path, anyone who is here from the FLP path, please say FLP. Anyone who is coming through the FLP path, please say FLP. So those who are coming through the FLP path, don't worry too much. You're not going to miss a lot because you're not going through the theory. Don't worry about the theory. Exam paper is not based on a theoretical discussion. Exam paper is based on very, very practical situations given. Actually speaking, having a in-depth theory understanding will be a disadvantage. Because when you know a lot of theory, you will somehow try to put the theories into your answer. That is not required at all. On the exam day. Okay, so this is the pre-scene introduction. Any questions? Take 1 minute to ask questions. If it is all clear, can you say all clear, all clear, all clear? Can you say all clear? Is it clear or is it not clear? If not clear, you should ask a question. If clear, you can say all clear. Okay, very good. Someone is Ravi is asking, how do we explore the core areas of testing? That is later. First of all, let's concentrate on the step number 1. Ravi, we'll go there. Don't worry, right? We'll go there, but first, step by step. Now, second part that I want to tell you is what is the seaman? What is their objective? What is the seaman? What is their objective? SEMA started as a management accounting qualification. SEMA started as a management accounting qualification. But SEMA is no more a management accounting qualification. SEMA is no more a management accounting qualification. SEMA is now a very much a business qualification. This is now like a mini MBA. This is now like a mini MBA. This is no more a management accounting qualification. This is like a mini MBA now. This is like a mini MBA now. So therefore, a lot of accounting will not be coming on the exam day. 10 years ago, SEMA removed all the hardcore accounting from the syllabus. Consolidated accounts. Those days, I used to learn and teach. For years, I used to teach how the accounts are prepared. Not in the syllabus now. I used to do a lot of management accounting activities. How the cost needs to be allocated for different products. No more in the syllabus now. Detailed knowledge on the financial accounting standard. No more in the syllabus now. What is in the syllabus now is a finance based. Your base is finance. Finance based MBA business qualification is what SEMA is all about now. If you want to get further details of it, go to the Facebook page of Nanaska. Right? Go to Nanaska Facebook page. I am sure it will give you a lot of details about some videos are there. Some videos are there. What's the change that SEMA has gone through? So go and kind of share whatever the Facebook page videos, then you will be able to get a good idea about it. If you can do it today, then you will be able to see the new, there will be few new videos coming in next 2 days explaining this, especially for you all. So I'm not going to go into a lot of details. The new videos will come into the Facebook page. Go and like the Facebook page of Nanaska, so you will be able to see. So SEMA is very, very different today, my dear friends. SEMA is very, very different today. I am on the SEMA Global Council. In London, we have a SEMA Council. I am part of the SEMA Global Council in London. I am part of the SEMA Global Council in London. Yes, Instagram is the same. Instagram is the same. Right? So, yes, Hemaka. Answer to your question is yes, my dear. Go to the Instagram is fine. So, I'm on the SEMA Global Council in UK. So, this is a journey that SEMA is taking. This is a journey that SEMA is taking. Right? From the other side of it, look at Nanaska. We have a clear objective to ensure you pass. But if you look at Nanaska, our purpose is to build better leaders for the world. So we also go beyond passing you, but how do we make you a better leader for the world? So recently I did a program for all our students called Your Life is Your Life, Leadership Excellence. I don't know whether some of you all came. I don't know whether you all were aware. I don't know whether you all were invited. You guys are new. But we do programs like that free of charge to ensure you become a better leader. And we have Nanaska Connect to get you the jobs. So we are much broader than just passing your SEMA exams. Right? So now come back to you are now clear about the pre-scene. Now you are clear about the objective of SEMA. So we need to play between the pre-scene and the objectives of SEMA. Now, what kind of exam paper you might get on the exam day? I mean, what kind of a question paper you will get it? Is it online? Of course it's online. Of course it's online. But what kind of a question paper you might get? You might get a question paper like this. You will get a question paper like this. 3 different sections available. Each section has 60 minutes to answer. Then when you go into the section number 1, there's a little story given and the 2 questions given for you to answer. 2 questions given for you to answer. 2 questions given for you to answer. The questions are very, very practical questions. Questions are very, very practical questions. Do you think that this incident would have an impact on the company's reputation? We are a publicly listed company. So likely we might have an impact to our reputation. But the examiner is asking you to argue whether there will be an impact on our reputation or not. And for each question paper, each section, most of it, there will be a reference material. Reference material is like attachment to the email where it gives further details. So these are the typical question papers that you will be getting on the exam day. These are the typical question papers that you will be getting on the exam day. So what we are trying to do with you, if this is the final paper looks like, you know what the pre-scene looks like, you know what the objective of SEMA looks like. You know 3 things now. You know what the pre-scene looks like. You know what the objective of SEMA. You know what the exam paper looks like. So what are we going to do together? Very good. We are going to follow 10 different steps with you, one by one, one by one. We are going to follow 10 different steps. Step number 1, you know already, KYP, get to know the pre-scene. Step number 2, KYI. Sorry, KYI. That's kind of the learning about the industry. Step number 3 can be what we call DD. DD, double D. Double D stand for deep dive, where we go to the depth of the pre-scene. Where we go to the depth of the pre-scene. Right? And we go to GR. What is GR? GR, what are the basic ground rules available on the exam day that we should be doing and you should not be doing? The step number 5 is called co-activity. So those are the 5 steps that we do. There are 10 steps in total. I understand. There are 10 steps in total. But the first 5 steps are KYP, KYI, deep dive, GR, ground rules, and the co-activities. Those are the first 5 things that we do. You know what KYP is. You know what KYI are. Deep dive. In the KYP, we read the pre-scene and try to understand. In the deep dive, we go to the depth of the pre-scene and argue against what is given in the pre-scene, challenge the details given in the pre-scene. That is what we do in the deep dive. That is what we do in the deep dive. Ground rules on the exam day, what you should do. On the exam day, what you should not do are available in the ground rules. So let me tell you one ground rule. Not really the ground rule, but a key area that comes to the ground rule. You know what it is? Typing speed. Obviously, no. Typing, it's online exam, typing speed is critical. So from the very first day, we try to improve your typing speed. So for you to improve, you should know what it is now. For you to improve, you should know what it is now. So how do you get to know how do you get to know what it is now? Type something that you know very well for 20 minutes and calculate the WPM. WPM is the words per minute. Type something that you know very well for 20 minutes and count the WPM, which is the words per minute. Take the word count from the word file, divide by the number of minutes that you type, see how many words you type for a minute. If your average is 20, 21, 22, that's like the average. Some people are slow, 15, 16. Some people are high speed, 30, 27, 30, 32, 33. Based on where you are, either we'll try to improve or we'll try to tell you how differently you should do the exam on the exam day. Someone who typed 37 words a minute should have a different approach compared to someone who type 18 words a minute. Two different approaches. That will come under the ground rule section. That will come under the ground rule section. Co-activities, the fifth area. Co-activities, that is fun. Why it is fun? In SEMA, the life is fairly easier. Why the life is fairly easier? In SEMA, they have told us what are the critical areas that will be tested on the exam day. They tell me there are 5 co-activities that will be tested on the exam day. They tell me there are 5 co-activities that will be tested on the exam day. So life is easier. Develop business strategy. They see whether you can develop a business strategy. When the new idea is there, you can evaluate. You can tell whether it's good or bad. Evaluate business environment, whether you can evaluate the business environment. Recommend financing strategies. Should you go for a share issue? Should you go for a bank loan? Evaluate and mitigate the risk. And how do we ensure proper controls are there? Those are the 5 broad areas that will be tested on the exam day. Each area has an equal weightage on the exam day. Equal weightage on the exam day. So these 5 will be discussed under co-activities within our course. In our course, there are 10 areas available. First 5 goes as KYP, KYI, deep dive, ground rules, core activities. Now you know what is in those 5 areas are. Any questions? I'm going to do an introduction. When you start the course from the next Saturday, we'll go into the depth of each one. But as at now, any questions? As at now, any questions? As at now, any questions? Or are you clear? Online education, you got to respond. Otherwise, you will sleep. You got to respond fast. Right? Any questions? Or are you clear? Questions? Or are you clear? Yeah. Okay. So now there are 10 areas I told you. I mentioned only 5. What is 6? What is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? The sixth one is what we call sixth one. The sixth one is what we call practice. What do you mean by practice? We give you a one mock paper with the answer for you to look at what kind of questions will come, what kind of answers are required to be written, because we'll provide that mock paper with the answer itself, just to get a familiarization of what could be there on the exam day. That is what you call practice. The game starts after. Section number 7. 5 we discussed before. 6th one is practice. 7th one is a real game. That is where you do mock number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the exam engine, which is very, very similar to SEMA exam engine. Our exam engine must be the exam engine that is used by the most number of students in the world for the case studies. I built it before SEMA exam engine was launched, right? Slightly before at least. So you will get the real practical experience of doing the exams before, because you do mock number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on our exam engine. That section is called reality. That section is called reality. That is section number 7. That is section number 7. That section is called reality. That is section number 7. right? That is section number 7. That is section number 7, right? Section number 8 is called refresh theory, because there are 3 theory subjects available which some of you all may not be familiar. Don't worry. My job is to go through the E3, P3, F3 theories available. That means all the theory part you don't need to go and practice. I will do all the theory parts available. That is what we call refresh theory. E3, P3, F3. I will be working with you. I'll be working with you. Right? Section number 9 is a mix. Section number 9 is a mix. Section number 9 includes PI, possible issues. Section number 9 includes a F3 mock, right? And various other things are available in the section number 9. Section number 10, the last section, is the one-to-one support. When I say one-to-one support, whenever you do a mock paper, we go through, we give you the individual support for you to pass the paper. We give you individual support for you to pass the paper. Right? So therefore, these are the 10 steps that we go through. Right? It'll be fun. I will ensure classes are fun. We'll have little fun activities that are going on whilst we do the real work. But these are the 10 steps that is available. Any questions? 1 more minute. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Ninth step is lot of things mix, like PI. PI stands for possible issues. That will come on the exam day. F3 mock paper is an additional mock paper only from F3. Right? Ravi, is it clear? You will get 100% clear as you go on. You got to have a basic idea now. Okay. Any questions? If it is clear, you will say clear. So then I know you are clear, right? I know you are not sleeping at least. I know you are not sleeping at least. So these are the 10 steps that we work with. These are the 10 steps that we work with. So how do you learn from? How do you work together? Because I have a job, you have a job. I have a job, you have a job. What is your job? Your job is to work 1 hour every day. And during the weekend, do a mock paper every weekend after the second weekend. When the exams are close, you need to allocate more time in the last 1 week. Please be prepared. Go and tell your boss now that you are going to get very, very sick 1 week before the exam because you need some time to be allocated. Right? Your job is to do 1 hour a day, every weekend, 1 mock paper. When the exams are closed, that time will go up. I will do the online sessions during the weekend. Some sessions will be there during the week, especially for the refresh theory and other areas. But all the sessions will be recorded. They are available in the LMS. You can go to the LMS and watch the video again. If there's a question, we'll have a very active WhatsApp group. You can ask the questions in the WhatsApp group as well. You can ask the questions in the WhatsApp group as well. So we shall work together to pass. Should we focus mainly on the pre-scene and not spend time looking for the books on E3, P3, F3? Do not look at the books of E3, P3, F3. what I do is good enough to pass. Do not. You should allocate more time on the pre-scene. You should allocate more time on the mock exams. Okay. So this is the first level of introduction. My name is Shanna Gunawardana. I am the lead lecturer. I'm part of SEMA Global Council. I work as executive director at a public listed company. We sell our products in 50 different countries. The pre-scene, of course, is in 132 different countries. I don't know where they got the 132 different countries. No? But anyway, let's work together to ensure you pass. Okay, first part is done. I have 10 more minutes available. Sorry, I have 14 more minutes available. I have 14 more minutes available. I've been talking to you for 46 minutes now. So 14 more minutes available. Drink some water. I've been talking to you 46 minutes. You have been listening for 46 minutes. Drink some water. Now, any clarifications needed? Any clarifications needed? Any clarifications needed? Please type. Industry case studies to be read, KYI. We look at the industries, summarize it into a document. That is called KYI. Know your industry. If you read, that is good enough. How many mocks we need to do? There will be 9 mocks available. It'll be nice if you can do as many as possible. At least 5 mocks if you can do on the exam engine. That's very good. Any more questions? Any more questions? There will be some physical classes. Physical meetups will be there to clarify the doubts, to help you to pass. But a lot of individual sessions will happen online to help you. A lot of individual sessions will happen online to help you. The physical sessions are hybrid, so it's recorded, it's online as well, right? Do you recommend any reference material on the case study? That means for you to read any additional reading. Is that what you're asking? I'm not very clear. Do you recommend any reference material? No, don't read anything. Of course you can read, but you don't need to do anything outside, because in the WhatsApp group, every week you will get a lot of videos about the industry. You can watch the videos. You can read KYI. Of course, if you have time, you can go and read to enhance your knowledge. But good enough to pass is given. Okay. 12 more minutes available. Any more questions? The last bit. SEMA strategic level case study will select the highest marks in the world. We don't generally push for this. But if you really want, if you become the highest marks in the world, that's a recognition that you will have for your life. That will be a recognition that you will have for your life. That will be a recognition you will have for your life. You will always be the number 1 in the world for August 2024 strategic level case study. Let's give it a try. The highest scorer might get about 85% to 90%. Whereas pass mark is only 60%. Pass mark is only 60%. If you get to 85 to 90, you might be the highest in the world. Why don't we give it a try? It will be a great way to tell thank you for your parents, for your partners who sacrifice because of the work that you do. Because of your studies, they might be struggling. So maybe it's a nicer way to say thank you by being the highest marks in the world. And it gives you a boost personally to perform better at your job, perform better in your group activities at your office, perform better in a new job. So let's try to give it a fight for that. Let's try to give it a fight. It'll be fun. Even if you don't get 90, it'll be a nice journey in trying to go up to 90. So in the session, I might tell you this time So far, we are not pushed it, but this time I might tell you, if you want to get the highest marks in the world, do these additional work. Those who want can go for that as well. Those who want can go for that as well. I just need 60 plus 1. You can get 60, that's good enough. You don't need plus 1 even. No, the case study is not a hard one. The issue is examiner will ask very practical questions. Sometimes us try to write very theoretical answers is a difficulty available. If you do write very practical answers, you can easily pass. The objective of SEMA is to pass you. But when you put a lot of theories, SEMA can't pass you. If you answer the examiner's question that is asked in a very practical way, trust me, you will be able to pass this paper very easily. Of course, there's a document called post-examination guideline. It's a very important document. Look at the post-examination guideline for November 2023 and Feb 2024. These are the 6 papers they had. These are the answers and the marking guide. So SEMA will tell you what were the critical points that they were looking at when they were marking. We will certainly go through this document. When you do go through this document, you will be able to get a greater understanding about what SEMA was looking for. So SEMA will tell you, so look at this question. This is a past paper question. Evaluate whether or not proposal is consistent with the company's mission and vision statement. That's the question that is asked. So when you say whether it's in line with the mission statement, you get half the mark. When you say whether in line with the vision statement, you get half the mark. So consistent, not consistent with the mission. Consistent, non-consistent with the vision. And if you evaluate consistency with a proper justification, you get the highest marks available. Marking is a very judgmental marking. Marker is not looking for very specific answer points. Marker is looking for, have you written a logical, practical answer? Then the marker will pass you. Marker will pass you. Can you clarify, is 60 pass mark for a question or general? 60 for all 3 sections in total. If you get 60, you pass. Is it clear, Mary? Is it clear? So let's start the game from next week. Get registered now. Go to the LMS. There's one more question. There are refresh theory videos on the LMS. Do we need to watch now? Don't need to watch now. Don't watch now. Start with the KYP. I'll tell you what to watch. Start with the KYP. Right? So we'll start the game next week. I'm looking forward to start the game next week. Before that, you can go to the LMS. Started to watch the videos on the KYP. Don't watch anything. Don't watch anything. Started to watch the videos on the KYP. During the week, I will send you some videos when you start the session from next week. So you can start watching some of the videos during the week as well. Right? Session times will vary, my dear. I will tell you every week what the plan for the next 2 weeks are. Right? So thank you very much for joining today. Looking forward to see you next week and ensure all of you will pass your exam this time in August 2024. Thank you for joining. Be in touch. You have my number. Send me a message at any time if you want to clarify anything. And then we will, when you join, of course, we'll have a very effective WhatsApp group. We'll have a kind of LMS as well. Grouping will happen. Thank you very much. Good night. Goodbye. Take care. Love you all. Bye.